The next 3 weeks on The Young and the Restless unfold like a slow-burning storm, one that gathers strength with every passing day, pulling Genoa City into a web of consequences, danger, and emotional reckoning that no one will escape untouched. As the week of February 23rd through February 27th begins, tension ignites almost immediately. Noah Newman is furious, his anger raw, personal, and impossible to contain. Audra Charles has joined forces with Sally Spectra at Spectra Charles Media, and together they're profiting from something Noah sees as unforgivable, a company built on the bones of Adam Newman's stolen dream. To Noah, this isn't just business, it's betrayal, layered on top of betrayal, reopening wounds that were never allowed to heal. Across town, Chelsea Lawson quietly sets her own plan in motion. With calculated concern, she approaches Sally and pushes for Newman Media to be returned. Her words sound reasonable, almost compassionate, but Sally senses the truth beneath them. She sees the familiar Newman manipulation hiding behind a sympathetic mask, and when Sally calls Chelsea out for acting like a shady Newman, the confrontation crackles with tension, leaving both women exposed and defensive. Meanwhile, a far more dangerous threat resurfaces. Matt Clark is released from prison, and his freedom sends shockwaves through the Newman family. Victor Newman delivers the news to Nikki Newman and Nick Newman, but relief never comes. Almost immediately, Matt disappears, vanished, gone without a trace. Nick refuses to wait for disaster to strike. Driven by fear and unfinished business, he begins plotting in secret, teaming up with Sharon Newman and pulling Victoria Newman into a carefully crafted trap. Every step is deliberate, every move is dangerous, because they know what Matt is capable of and they know time is not on their side. Adding emotional complexity, Sienna Bacall returns to Genoa City. For Noah, her presence brings hope and fear in equal measure. He is drawn to her desire to build a future with him there, but the shadow of Matt Clark looms large. If Matt is free, unpredictable, and desperate, could Sienna become his next target? Noah's happiness feels fragile, balanced on the edge of something that could shatter at any moment. Elsewhere, cracks begin to form in a dangerous secret. Devon Winters and Nate Hastings start uncovering unsettling hints about Lily Winters and the twins' so-called kidnapping fiasco. When the truth inches closer, Kane Ashby finds himself facing Devon's explosive fury. The confrontation is intense, emotional, and deeply personal. That fury doesn't stop there. Devon and Nate turn their attention to Victor himself, grilling him about the entire situation. What began as strategy now reeks of manipulation, and the question hanging in the air is chilling. How far is Victor willing to go? The tension escalates when Phyllis Summers storms back into Genoa City from Italy. Her return is anything but quiet. A major showdown with Daniel Romalotti Jr. erupts almost immediately, emotions colliding in a raw, painful confrontation. But Phyllis doesn't linger in the past for long. Her focus quickly shifts to Kane. When they finally face each other, Kane makes a stunning admission, one born from desperation, guilt, and a frantic need to save his family. And suddenly, a dangerous possibility emerges. If Kane can offer Phyllis a deal valuable enough, could she really walk away from the Newman empire, or is power something Phyllis will never truly release? At the same time, Lauren Fenmore Baldwin finds herself confronted with a proposal of her own. The details remain unclear, but one thing is certain, this offer has the potential to change everything. Back at Spectra Charles Media, Sally nearly makes a move that could cost her dearly. At least, that's how Audra sees it. Whether Sally is tempted to return Newman Media or unknowingly walking into a Newman trap, danger is close. Audra steps in, determined to stop Sally from making a mistake that could destroy everything they've built together. As the calendar turns to the week of March 2nd through March 6th, Nick's focus on Matt's downfall intensifies, but so does his inner struggle. His addiction storyline heats up quietly and dangerously. The question looms, will Sharon discover the fentanyl before it's too late? Meanwhile, efforts to rescue Lily and the twins accelerate. What Lily believed would be temporary is stretching on far longer than she ever agreed to. Frustration mounts, fear deepens. If Victor continues holding them, the truth becomes unavoidable. They're no longer part of a plan. They're hostages. By the week of March 9th through March 13th, everything reaches a breaking point. Rescue attempts escalate as chaos brews. Mariah Copeland faces her trial in mid-March, and her fate finally hangs in the balance. The possibility of a mental health facility looms, and with it, a chilling possibility. Because Patty Williams is returning this March. Patty's return signals danger, instability, and chaos. Whether she's confined or free, her presence threatens to reignite old nightmares, and if she ends up on the loose, no one will be safe. Adding fuel to the fire, Matt Clark's on-screen return is also set for March. Nick prepares himself for what feels like an inevitable final confrontation, but first he has to find Matt. For that, he turns to an unlikely ally, Adam Newman. And just when it seems Genoa City can't hold any more tension, whispers of Las Vegas begin to surface, hinting that the next chapter of this story may take some characters far from home, where the stakes will only grow higher. The next 3 weeks promise reckoning, betrayal, emotional collapse, and dangerous choices that cannot be undone. In Genoa City, the danger isn't coming, it's already here. And even after all of that, the story still doesn't loosen its grip. Because what's coming next isn't just about what happens, it's about what it costs. As Genoa City moves deeper into this volatile stretch of weeks, every character begins to feel the weight of their own choices pressing down harder than ever before. The lies told for protection start to suffocate. The deals made in desperation begin to demand payment. And the sense that time is running out becomes impossible to ignore. Nick stands at the center of it all, pulled between duty, guilt, and a battle he's been quietly losing inside himself. The hunt for Matt consumes him, but the closer he gets to answers, the more fractured he becomes. Exhaustion clouds his judgment, fear sharpens his instincts, and the addiction he refuses to confront waits patiently for its moment to strike. If someone doesn't reach him soon, the consequences could be devastating, not just for Nick, but for everyone who loves him. Lily's emotional endurance reaches its limit. The uncertainty surrounding the twins hardens into resolve. She is done waiting, done trusting promises that keep her trapped. Whatever loyalty she once offered is eroding fast, replaced by a fierce determination to take control of her own fate. The longer this drags on, the clearer it becomes. Someone is going to cross a line they can't uncross. Across the battlefield of business and power, pressure continues to mount. Sally and Audra may be standing strong, but standing strong comes at a cost. Every move is scrutinized. Every alliance feels temporary. And the knowledge that the Newmans never stop pushing keeps them constantly on edge. One mistake, just one, and everything they fought for could collapse in an instant. Phyllis remains the wild card no one can predict. She understands leverage. She understands chaos. And she understands how quickly the balance of power can shift. Whether she chooses mercy or revenge, logic or emotion, her next decision will send shockwaves far beyond what anyone anticipates. And then there's what everyone feels but no one says out loud. Fear. Fear of what happens if Matt resurfaces at the wrong moment. Fear of what Patty's return could unleash. Fear of what the truth will destroy once it's fully exposed. As courtrooms, boardrooms, and quiet rooms of reckoning collide, one thing becomes painfully clear: there will be no clean victories, no perfect endings, only survival and scars. The whispers of Las Vegas linger like a promise and a threat, signaling that some battles may soon move beyond Genoa City's borders. But distance won't bring safety. If anything, it will raise the stakes even higher. Because in the weeks ahead, everything converges. Old enemies resurface, hidden weaknesses are exposed, and choices made in fear or love will leave permanent marks. This is the kind of chapter that changes people, the kind that reshapes families, the kind that reminds everyone in Genoa City of one brutal truth. When the past comes calling, it never comes alone.